Does it matter how old you are when it comes to finding your purpose? Hey, it's Lenny Wennerstrom. The answer is no, it doesn't. And I am here to help you find your purpose. And one of the tools I use is Dr. Shad Helmstetter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose. And I read you a passage every single day. Today is November 11th, auspicious day, right? 11/11 and portals open and all of that. And really interesting. In yesterday's video for the 10th, if you listen at 14:39, one of my subscribers so beautifully pointed out that she heard breaths. She could hear a man's breathing, and it wouldn't surprise me to. She mentioned that the spirit hangs around for a few days, and who knows? I believe that all possibilities exist, and I'm so grateful for her pointing that out to me. You'll find her comment, such a sweetheart of a person, and it brought me immense joy. At first, I have to admit, I was like, breathing, and I felt a little bit, that's weird. And then I thought, change your perspective. What do you think that could be? And I thought, maybe that's my baby. Maybe that's my baby hanging around. And she was talking about her husband who had passed, and bless you, girlie, for everything you've gone through. So speaking to her directly there. And so I just wanted to read the passage for today. And today has been an interesting day because it's Monday and it's getting back to business. And we had Steve passed on Friday. And so Friday was really busy, trying to work with the mortuary and everything. And then we had Saturday and Sunday to get our bearings and kind of feel things out in the human experience as I teach the practical spirituality, the spiritual journey, and then the physical, the human experience. And it was definitely trying to get ourselves and feel like where we are, because as Lynette, our daughter, pointed out, she's like, we're in a liminal state. And I was like, what's liminal? A new word. I love words. And basically it's a place. I looked it up, and it's in this stage of, in Reddit, I read that a liminal state is when somebody had asked, share what liminal means, like to a 5-year-old or a 5th grader or something like that. And they responded with, if you go into a classroom in school and what do you see? Sun shining in and kids shuffling around and a very busy place, right? And then you go in at midnight or at 1 in the morning or so, just late, and it's dark and no one's around, and it's just eerie and different and all of that. And then the next day you go back and it's full of the sunshine and kids and everything. That other, which is just not a normal state for you, is that liminal state. And we've had our moments, and I have had my moments of missing my hubby immensely, and just his presence and everything. And though I feel him spiritually, just having him around me is because he's been around me for 35 years, and that's a very long time. And so it's definitely a shift. And I keep telling myself, I am excelling in times of change. I am making things happen for myself. I'm going to turn this around because now the sun has gone down, so you can see the mountains. They're so pretty. It's very beautiful this way too. Like I call that Wennerstrom Mountain, even though we only have a slice of it. I think there are like 4 or 5 of us that share that cute little mountain. But anyway, so that's the liminal. That liminal state actually looks better this way, doesn't it? The green and everything. So sun has just gone down. So here's your passage for today, for November 11th, and think about 11/11 and that the portals opening in different dimensions, and however you want to look at that. It's kind of fun to think that we're all one and everything is one, and it's just, however you think it, it is. That's just it. You create your own reality. And so if I'd really love your thoughts on the breathing, because I was speaking about Steve in yesterday's yesterday for November 10th, and that was interesting when she pointed it out. It's like, man, I think she's I think she's right. I think I hear that too. She heard it with headphones on, so I have yet to put headphones on, but you can actually hear it. And I've sent it to several people, and they're like, yes, that sounds like somebody breathing. It's like 5 breaths, and it's right when I'm talking about him. So anyway, it was pretty special. So November 11th, thought I heard something. It's getting a little chilly already. November 11th, here's your passage for today. It makes no difference how old I am at this moment. That's what we were talking about. Doesn't matter how old you are to find your purpose. It makes no difference how old I am at this moment, or how long it has taken me to find my purpose, or to arrive at where I am today. Every day I have lived has been my preparation for now. Isn't that empowering? Now we're going to turn around, because this is what we do. Higher self, right? And speaking to us, or someone speaking to you, you speaking to yourself in second person. So it makes no difference how old you are at this moment, or how long it has taken you to find your purpose, or to arrive at where you are today. Every day you have lived has been your preparation for now. I really love this, because this is really, really beautiful. I don't think I said it's day 316, 50 days left until for in 2024, and over 86% complete with the year. So we are just really heading towards the holidays, and towards a fun time of the year, and a very celebrations. And speaking of celebrations, we're going to have Steve's celebration. I believe we're going to do that on December 9th. We're just working through that today. December 7th, I think I said that. So, um, these celebrations, it's even like however old you are, young you are, whatever it is, however long it has been for you to find your purpose, to get where you're going. It's truly the everyday, no matter what. And when I say everyday, and what I would take from this passage is that every day I have lived has been my preparation for now. Experience, your experience, all those things, all on being on planet Earth, all of the human experience, in addition to what you have learned spiritually, and where you are, where you find yourself spiritually, and how connected to Earth, to angels, to the quantum field, the whatever it is, whatever you want to call the higher power and the energy and all of that. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And the more that you embrace that, the more that you, rather than getting older and older and thinking, oh, I'm too old, I'm too this, I should have done that many years ago. I love this. I don't know what it's called. You can find it on tea bags or other places, but it's this little quote that says that says it. What is it? That it 20 years ago was the best time to plant a tree. Today is the next best time. And so finding your purpose 20 years ago, that would have been great had you found your purpose and really, highlighted and really understood what it was. You pinpointed it. You knew exactly where you were going. And I'm here to tell you, my belief is, if you didn't have it then, you didn't know where you were going, you weren't ready. And so, because the journey is, especially when you become aware and conscious and decide on your choices, that's when you move forward. And forward, somebody challenged me on the word forward, meaning forward. It really, the now moment is everything. Yet we still, on planet Earth, we live on a timeline. We have the past, we have the future, because we have polarity, we have duality. So we have good and bad, wrong and right, black and white, chaos and peace, and we have young and old. We have all of that. We have past and future, and true that there is only the now. Yet we are creating our own reality for the now that we want to move into. And so if you want to see that as moving Forward, I prefer, I mean, there's backwards and forwards and in this planet of duality. And I like moving myself to where I want to be and what I want to become. And so Lynette and I did a lot of that today, just really writing out our goals, our priorities, what we needed to get done. And Lynette did a couple of, now I got the wrong word, but Pomodoro sessions, just to get on it. And I did just getting things done. I attended to the cremation forms and things. There's so much to do when someone passes from planet Earth, and so working through all of that, and that just brings about a lot of emotions. Yet excelling in times of change is all about moving through it with flow, with saying yes. And one of my mentors and a really good friend of mine, Landria Anka, she she's always shared. I mean, one of my favorite things from her is is it, that I she took. I don't know if she took this, but I'm pretty sure. I think we've had conversations about it. But the master key system, and the master key system to me is really a compendium of the how to, although it's difficult, the how to of consciousness, the how to of creating your life, the how to of creating happiness, health, wealth, whatever it is that you want, relationships, all of that. And on a spiritual level, through the knowing. Yet it's difficult, and this is why I absolutely loved finding Dr. Shad Helmstedter's work, and so that we can rewire the brain, because rewiring the brain, neuroplasticity, the brain is constantly rewiring itself until the very last breath you take, which is why with Steve I constantly played. I had no idea whether he was going to stay or go. I mean, my I really did think he was going to stick around. I really did. And it was a bit of a surprise to me, and because I just knew. Yet I also honored his journey. So, but yet I played that self-talk for him, and I played meditations by Joe Dispenza because he absolutely loved those meditations. And the brain, and once we understand the gold that it is that we have, every single one of us, we it's that awareness of what it is that we want, and the awareness that we really want to change, and we have intention to change, and we move through that change with an animated or an elevated emotion about it, that there's joy, there's knowing, there's happiness, and faith is so important. And so I just and what I was going with, Landria Anka, she has Breaking Through Fear, and that was such a beautiful course for me that I took. That was, I think, 3 years ago, and it really helped me get a sense, the way that she describes things, and it really helped me to see. And when I took it, it was right before COVID, and so I was, you know, all of that stuff. There was so much fear during that time, and what one wanted and what one didn't, and who was the victim, who was the puppet master, who was the puppet, and who were the puppets, and who were the puppet masters, and if it really was, I mean, there was so much fear around it, and everyone was going to infect everyone else, and you had to get the shot, you had to wear a mask, and there was just a lot of emotion around that time. And you can look at that as a liminal time. I mean, how many places did you go on a highway or a freeway or a store or some place that was open and there's just no one in there? And that would be a liminal state. Very, very different from the hustle and bustle of the world as we see it today in its normal, right? Phase of what it is. So all of these things, when you put them together and you start really understanding who and what you really are, and understanding that you are the one with the power, you are the one that is directing all the energy. You are the one that is in charge of, because you are an individual expression of the one the one source, God, energy, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call God, that higher power, whatever that is for you, you are an individual expression of that. It's just a matter of degree. And so how powerful is that? When you know that, you no longer, it's like, I don't need to compare myself to anyone else because I'm an individual expression of that. It's just a matter of degree. So what can I do? Why am I here? What is my mission? What is that, my mission coming here? Why did I come here? What is it? Who did I want to serve? Who do I want to serve? Who do I want to become? And what do I want to have? Well, you focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. And you start finding that, again, in finding your future, or in creating or finding your purpose. And it's not like, ahoy, where's my purpose? No, it's all within. Everything is within. Your power is within. And that is so beautiful. It does not matter your age. It doesn't matter your age. Doesn't matter how old you are and how long it has taken you to find your purpose or really get focused on finding your purpose. It's just the experience that you have, the awareness that you bring to your own life right now. That is so beautiful. So I'll read this one more time, and hopefully this is helpful for you. And I really hope that at some point you really decide to download the self-talk app that Dr. Shad Helmstetter has created. I always have it. It's 30 days free in the description. And it's just, that is the reason why through all my spiritual, my learnings, my teachings, my own research and my own understanding, my own meditations, and going within and getting and bringing answers from within to my life rather than relying on a mentor or a guide or anything like that. It's really beautiful when you really go within, because you have all the answers. You are an individual expression of the one, and therefore you have all the answers you need when you come to planet Earth. And we're so busy being reliant on others and listening to others and thinking they know more than us. So many of us do that. They know more than us. They have more education. They have, they've been doing it longer. We don't know enough. They do. And this is the separation of, what I talk about when we're all one. That creates separation. Like, that person knows more than me, and so they're better than me. It's the emotions around it. It's not a fact, right? Because maybe somebody does know something more than you do in some certain field, and maybe you know more than they do in some certain field. This is all just the uniqueness, the individuality of each one of us as an individual expression of the one energy, God, whatever source, whatever you want to call that higher energy. So when you get that, you stop comparing yourself to others, and you start really focusing on, well, I hope you will start to focus on, what do you really want? What are you bringing to the table? Why are you here? What do you really want while you're here? And we know, we've talked a lot through neuroplasticity, that in the 3D world on planet Earth, who you really are, is a culmination of your programs in your brain, because you can change those programs and you can become someone else. You can also change your biology. We've talked about that a little bit. There's Bruce Lipton, there's Joe Dispenza. So many people are talking about changing your biology, and it's true. You literally can, and that's one of the reasons why I thought, Steve would be around, because I believe that so immensely. Yet the thing is, I also very much believe that we came here and decided to be here during this time, and we know when we're leaving. And that was, in his time, was Friday, to leave planet Earth and go back to Source and become one with Source. So this is really one with consciousness, one with, just that, whatever you want to call that. I call it several things. I really do like the infinite in consciousness, and the one energy, and even God, because it's just that God has this, depending on your religion or your upbringing or anything, there's a very unique signature that you have as to what that means. You have programs about we all do programs about what that means for us because we all run on programs. The beautimous news is we all get to change our programs, and which is why I incorporated neuroplasticity and Dr. Shad Helmstedter's work, that the easy way to rewire our brain with that passive listening of his self-talk language, because why not? Why not rewire the brain and then have the confidence and all of these other things, and that just boosts us in the spirituality. Yeah, because we have more confidence. We're no longer concerned with the 3D world as much, and we know that we can create our financial resources. We know that we can create the relationships we want. We know all of that, and so we move forward in a way, in a way, reflecting that, and our bodies and our brain truly know nothing other. They're objective, and it is our emotions that are driving our bodies, our brain, because these parts of us are very objective. You tell it, and with your emotions, with your intention, with your visualization, what is, and it believes it. Why not? It's objective. It's like, okay, that if you feel it and it feels strong enough, that's the reality you're creating. And that's how powerful this is when you absolutely understand who and what you really are. And meaning beyond in the physical body, but the power that you hold that comes from within and goes without. It's really, really beautiful. So I'll read this one last time for you. It makes no difference how old I am at this moment or how long it's taken me to find my purpose or to arrive at where I am today. Every day I have lived has been my preparation for now. I love you so very, very much. I believe in you. You can do this. Absolutely. You can find your purpose. You can do, be, have, create, change. Absolutely anything you want in your life. You can excel in times of change. I'm continuing to show you how I do it. And I do it through, I set my goals. I'm in the 3D world. I set my goals. I'm working on achieving them. I set my priorities for what I need to get done in a day. I know where I'm at. I know who I am, and I know what my purpose is. And that gives me direction, gives me meaning in my life. And this is how you move yourself forward. This is how you move in the direction. If you don't like the word forward, this is how you move in the direction of your purpose, of fulfilling your purpose, of doing what it is you say you want in life. And you are the director. You are bringing from the invisible, you are bringing into the material world. You are directing all of it. You are bringing it into the visible world. That's how it works. Just by your thinking. Your thinking is electrical. Your feelings are magnetic. And together you're creating an electromagnetic field, and you're bringing things, you're moving energy. And does it take time on planet Earth? Absolutely. You can't just snap your fingers and have your bank account with, $2 billion or something. This is a planet of action. Planet Earth is a planet of action, and it's a planet of opportunities and taking risks and having experiences. It's about consciousness. It's about expansion of your consciousness and your experiences and all of that. It's about going through relationships, and they work, they don't work, and you find the contrast, like, man, that sucked. This is what I want. And the more you focus on what you want, the more that's the direction you go. The more you focus on your purpose, that's the direction you go. That's where you have most meaning. That's where it feels right. That's where you feel aligned. That's where you feel in harmony. That's where you feel the flow. So I hope this is helpful to you, and know that it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter at all. You could be 5 and know what your purpose is. There are a lot of 5-year-olds, I don't know about a lot, but they're 5-year-olds who know exactly who they are and where they're going. And that programming kicks in real well. And then pretty soon they don't know. But, and actually kicks in way before that. So think about that. Kind of sit and meditate on that, and see if if any of this feels right, resonates for you, and if this is something that, if you want to take this further, I do have spiritual coaching, and just email me, Linny@linnymotivates.com with the word winner, And I'm also a life coach, so I'm happy to work with you on changing those mental programs, really getting, you can do that yourself with the app. That's always the 30 days free. You can do that with that self-talk language that Dr. Shad Helmstetter created. You don't need me to do that. If you really want to excel and move yourself in a direction you really want to very quickly, a lot more quickly, and very directly, specifically, and achieve the goals, the right goals, set the right goals for yourself and achieve those goals, then working with me will help you to get there, because that's what I do. I'm a life coach. I'm also a spiritual guide and mentor. So however that works for you, I would love, it would be an honor and a pleasure to serve you and work with you and really get your feet underneath you, your understanding, your mental programs starting to change, and start changing permanently for the better, and help you along your journey, and imagine what 2025 could bring for you and the rest of 24. Because if it takes 30 days to change a habit, or 21 days, which is really to dismantle like these stronger programs, then imagine what you could do with 30 days, and imagine what you could do with, what do we have, 50 days as of today? Yes, you can do all kinds of good stuff for yourself. You can change your programs. You can change those mental programs, which will mean you change your beliefs, and you'll change your attitudes. You'll change your feelings and your emotions. You'll change your behaviors and your actions, and you will change the outcomes and have positive results, and consistent, and all the things that you want with a high self-esteem, because that's what I do for you, and that's what you do for yourself as well, with listening to that self-talk app, to as rewiring your brain. So I love you so very, very mucho, and I know you can do this. I believe in you. As always, shining my light to brighten yours, and we'll see you tomorrow.